Hello everyone, it's Retroaction. Look back to the Transformers review. This is Transformers Titans Returns Ominus and Sky Shadow, released by Hasbro in, I think it was 2016. Didn't actually check that. Yeah. Either way, it's part of the Titans Return line. Of course, this is actually a homage to the Japanese exclusive Victory Black Shadow, who was a Mega Pretender Thunderwing, and now is Crossformer. Yeah, for Japan anyway. That was Takara only, a Japanese exclusive. And this is what this is meant to be a homage to. But Sky Shadow, oddly enough, started with Beast Wars. The first usage of Sky Shadow was for the Fusel from the Beast Wars line by Kenner. So that's interesting that they've chosen that name. But anyway, so we've got Sky Shadow and Ominus and Sky Shadow there. He is a leader class, as you can see. We've got the Titans Return box. It's a great line, this. There we go. We've got leader class, Ominus and Sky Shadow. Hasbro. Got the figure in there. Got some good artwork on the side. On the back, we've got a bit of a story about Sky Shadow being a thief and Ominus is the ultimate hacker. And then we've got the start, change, finish. And got all his different modes. You've got the robot mode, the jet mode, the tank mode, and the city mode. Advertisement for some of the figures there. And the authentic Transformers logo. And on the back and on the bottom we haven't got anything. But we do have a year, 2016 Hasbro. So there we go. Which would have been when Titans Return came out. 2015, I think it was 2016, yeah. So yep, there it is. And we've got a nice big Decepticon logo on the front. On the top there. Right, so that's the box. On that side we've got the Decepticon logo as well. It's a nice box. It opens from the side. I have opened this figure before. So I'm going to open it up like this. There it is. There's your insert. Of course the plastic packaging, and well, that one's got a window, but of course that isn't going to happen anymore. Yeah, we all know about that. With Hasbro and its plastic-free packaging, which lots of channels have covered. I found out about it right when the news went out. Yeah, we do have his collector card in here, which is quite cool. And his instructions. As you see, we've got the card from there. And on the back, I believe we have his tech specs. So, there you go. Yeah, there's that. And then we've got this cool like backdrop there to the insert. And we've got his instructions here, which are they're in black and white, and they're not as good as the G1 instructions by any means. But we've got this cool like backdrop there, which is quite interesting. Let's see if we can get a good look at this. Yeah, it's quite cool. And we've got the giant plastic insert, which they've stopped doing now because of the plastic-free packaging. It's the sign of the times. Right, so yep, this is Sky Shadow here. Now I did actually damage his ball joint right out of the box, as you can see there. I transformed it wrong, so that's my mistake, that one. If you see that, yeah. Well, you can see here he is. This is the figure. He's quite cool. He looks a lot like Black Shadow, so that's quite nice. He did that. Yep, he's really cool. We've got this metallic paint going on there. Got a great head sculpt. I can't actually get it in shot. There we go. We've got a great head sculpt. We've got these Decepticon stickers, logos. They're like, yeah, they're quite shiny Decepticon logos. That's quite cool. Of course, the articulation of this figure is going to be quite good. Given it's a leader class, it's quite big. I haven't actually got a size comparison. Well, I do. Well, it's not Transformers. It's a Kenner figure, Dark Trooper. So 3.75 inch action figure. Yep, that's quite interesting. Or just a standard 3.75 inch action figure, because that one's a bit more bulky. And you can see he towers over them. So I don't know. Is that about a trigger con, that sort of size for Transformers? Flywheels. One of them, Sparkle Bot. That'll probably be the same same size range as the Power Force 2 figures. Anyway, so we've got these weapons here. We've got this giant gun, which looks quite cool. Nice metallic look we've got going there. We've got this weird thing, which will double up for the jet mode as well. And the idea behind this is, well, you've got a tab here, and that's going to connect up. Now, mine doesn't hold very well. Well, let's hold it. Oh, it didn't hold very well at all. But the idea is he's meant to hold this as a gun. And so what we're going to do, obviously, we're going to put it in his fist like that. Mine doesn't hold very well at all. Just wants to keep falling out. But the idea is it holds like that. So you're not missing much. A bit of a pain though, but it doesn't hold together like it's supposed to. Forget that, never mind. But again, we've got a good head sculpt. Looks a lot like how G1 looked. Articulation, we've got, well, it's a bit limited because of these wings hanging off the back here. But we have a shoulder joint, which is 360 if you give it enough clearance because of the wing. We've got a bend at the elbow, and the hand can turn as well. So we've got 3 joints in the arms, the legs. There's a joint at the hips, joint at the knee, bend at the knee, and there's even like an ankle tilt. So that's quite good. That's more for the transformation, that one. He doesn't have a waist swivel due to the transformation, but he looks fantastic, and you could ignore that weapon thing that they give him. You can just have the gun in there like that. He towers over the figures, the other Titan's Return figures. And this guy was actually repainted, well, retooled for Overlord, which it suits Overlord because, of course, he splits into 2 vehicles. So, yeah, it would have been nice to pick that one up. I didn't actually realise they made an Overlord using this mould at the time. But as you can see, he looks fantastic. I really like the grey and this metallic and silver and red colour scheme going. It looks really cool. We've got the black, red, and grey and silver. Looks great. Got a really evil looking head sculpt. Yeah, it's a great figure. You can get him in lots of good poses. Like that. So that's quite cool. But anyway, so that's how he came. That's how he came packaged. So that's his robot mode. He's quite cool. Loads of good detail on him there. We've got loads of great detail on his legs, and yeah, he just looks awesome. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to transform it. We're going to actually split him in half. Like that. And this is going to form one vehicle, and this is going to form another. So we're just going to put it off to the side. We're going to start here with this vehicle, and this is where the homage really kicks in, because that bit's going to go over the top like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to tuck these fists in, collapse these arms. Do the arms collapse? I think they do. There we go, they collapse in there like that. And there's a tab there, and it's going to click in there like that. So you do that on both sides. Arm collapses, fold the fist in. And there we have it. Move these guns around. It's quite cool. The guns have a range of movement. And there you have the jet mode. And this looks a lot like how Black Shadow looked. This looks almost exactly like Black Shadow. And then what you can do is you can take this part and it will fit in there. Well, it's a good modern recreation anyway. It doesn't look almost exactly like him, but it does look really similar. And then if you've got the gun, oh, the gun's not used in this mode, but you know, there's a port there, and you can attach the gun here if you want to have an armoured up mode, if you will. Oh, it looks a bit stupid, but because he's got these cannons on the side already. But there he is. That is Black Shadow. That is a Sky Shadow even in his jet mode. Well, that's his jet mode anyway. And now we've got his other mode here. So this is the tank. And so to transform this, what we're going to do is we're going to close these sections up like that. I'm going to rotate this section around. Oh no, it doesn't. There we go. Oh, why doesn't this one want to rotate around? Oh, there we go. These parts rotate like this. And what we're now going to do is, well, as these click in here, as you can see there's a hole there, and there's a clip there, and that's going to go in there like that. But before you do that, you want to get the tank turret in. So we're going to get as you can see, the tank turret, the tank barrel even is going to clip in there like this. There we go. What you want to do is you want to try and, actually no, you don't want to do that. You want to clip it in and then slot the tank turret in afterwards. That's right. And you've got this quite impressive looking tank, and this looks fantastic. I mean, the jet mode looks phenomenal, but this tank mode looks awesome. And what you can do is, I completely forgot to do this, but obviously you can take Ominus out, which we're going to have a look at him now. There you go, take that out, close that up. And let's just connect this bit back in. I believe that's it for the jet mode, yep. I think you can do some of this. Oh yeah, there's a reason for this later. We'll come on to that after this. Well, of course, what you can do is there's a canopy here. Open it up, and if we take Ominus, which we're going to quickly transform him, as you can see, there he is. Yeah, he's interesting. He's an interesting figure. Let's move this actually, so you can see a bit more of the base mode. There we go. I mean, see a bit more of the base mode. I don't know what I'm on about. Anyway, anyway, there's Ominus. I mean, see more tank and jet because it's off camera. And I just dropped him. Well, that's brilliant, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, there's Ominus, the guy you get, the Titan Master you got on this set. This figure even. Can't get words out today. I just dropped him again. This is really helpful. This is really working, isn't it? Anyway. Can't pick out his face sculpt really well. Hold on a minute. Well, you can sort of see that. It's just all black and, you know, black, grey and white, and his arms move. Yep, that's him. He's interesting. He's kind of cool looking. He works. He's quite cool. He's a bit plain. But he does look quite cool with his colours. And of course you can just stick him in there like that, in this translucent red canopy cockpit, and there we go. Unfortunately the tank turret does not turn because of the way, because of transformation. It's split in two. And split in two halves, but it looks really cool. We've got this red and black tank with this silver barrel. It looks really cool. And this translucent red plastic looks awesome. We've got these Decepticon insignias. That's quite cool. Got these foil stickers even for the Decepticon logos. As you can see, they're shining. That's cool. Got tank treads. They're just wheels, unfortunately, but it does roll. You got two wheels there, and yeah, it rolls quite well. Would have been better if there were four wheels, but a bit odd. There you go. No, there was only two wheels. Well, there's this one as well. But yeah, there you go. Quite a cool tank. So you got that, and you got the jet, and the jet looks fantastic. We've got a really cool look at the front there. Nice nose cone, and another translucent red cockpit. Got these cannons on the side. This looks phenomenal. This is a really cool jet. We've got these Decepticon insignias, and these red stripes, and the gold, which looks nice. Again, much like the G1. And what we can do is, of course, we're going to take Omnis out there, or you can have another Titan Master, in fact, in the other mode, because I have brought these along, which are all the other Titan Masters, like the Titan Master vehicles, what you call them, and you've got these guys as well, the Prime Masters. You could put a Prime Master in there, even though they came out a lot later. We're just going to take Bludgeon. I'm going to use all these for the next mode anyway. This is Quintus Prime even, but of course it's G1 Bludgeon, and you can stick him in the cockpit. But really he's meant to go with the Prime armour and all that jazz. Yeah, a bit strange. There we go. I guess it powers up their armour. something like that. But that's what they'll normally be doing, but you can just stick them in the cockpit. So we'll open up the cockpit. Now, there's not much detail in there, but well, they've put a bit of moulding in there, and it looks alright. It is quite detailed actually, but no, let's go pick out on camera. That much, and then you can just stick them in there, and there you go, you got Quintus Prime flying the thing now. That's quite cool. We've got loads of detail on this tank mode though, on this jet mode. In fact, you're meant to move these parts up like that. So you got like some tail fins. Yeah, really cool. So yep, that is the jet mode. Let's see if we can pick it out more. I really like what they did here. They've got the intakes and all this. Yep, that is a really cool mode. And now what you can do is, there's this clip here, and if you saw the tank, well, you can see there's a bit there as well, and these are now going to join, these are now going to connect, combine, and now you have this rolling jet tank. So there you have it. That is that mode. That is pretty cool as well. That's really cool. Definitely going to take out some Autobots like this. And yep, there we have it. It's a bit strange, given it's a bit like Battlefield Headquarters, really. You know, you just got a jet stacked on top of a jet. But in this case, it's a jet on top of a tank. So it's interesting. It's a bit like the Victory cartoon when the jet and tank combined, but not in this way. The tank was added on to the back of the jet, not connected to it from the top, from the bottom, you know. So that's a bit strange. The jet just flies on top, you know, combines on top of it. You know, there we go. There it is. A bit strange. There is no real like thrusters on this, unless you call that a thruster. But, you know, it still looks really cool. It's a nice size, and it just looks great. It looks fantastic. This is definitely the best mode by far. I mean, the stickers help it a lot, and the gold plastic, not actually GPS, but the gold painted plastic. And but then again, we've got some silver accents on this tank. Yeah, not bad. Both modes look good. So that's that. But it does transform again, of course, and now what we're going to do, we're going to take the tank barrel off, and we're going to split this part once again. I think you're going to leave this bit in. I think that's how they do it. You can do it wherever you want, I suppose. It's up to you. Take that bit off. That does make quite a cool nose cone bit on the front there. If I didn't mention that already, there we go. This bit will fold in now. And now what we're going to do is, I think we're going to combine it again. Like that. And now, I don't really know how the instructions tell you which bit to do first or anything like that, but it's quite simple really. What we're going to do is we're just going to rotate these around, separate these parts. I think the box shows, yes they do, the box does show, let's bring the box in quickly. The box does show, and you can see we're now going to do the base mode, and you see the box shows like these connectors coming out, a bit like the MicroMaster bases, and I believe you can connect these up to other city modes that Tides of Return has, like a sound wave, transforms into a city for some reason, or a base even. But either way, so that's what that's for. So what you want to do to get those out is they're just tucked in here, in there. I'm just going to take them out. As you see, there they are. And that's what they want you to do for that mode. So there we have it. But before we get this part sorted out, we're going to have to mess around with the jet part, the jet half. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to turn these to the side. These parts actually open up, revealing this nice detail in there, which is quite cool. I'm just going to fold those out. This bit comes down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move these parts in, like this. You want to be careful with these joints. There we go. And then we're just going to take this part out, do that. I'm going to take this gun, and that's going to plug in there. What they want want you to do, so they want you to do that, like that. And then you take this part, and it's going to clip where it was in the jet mode. So it's going to clip back on there, like that. And now we have the base mode. And this is a quite cool looking base. This is awesome. Yep. And if we take Ominus out of the cockpit, oh, is he in the jet cockpit? Which cockpit is he in? I don't know where Ominus has gone, actually, to be honest with you. Oh, he's right here. Sorry about that. What we can do is, of course, stand him there. I believe that's where the picture has it. Let's have a look. Oh, the picture doesn't show him in there. Yep, that is how the base mode has it. Interesting enough, as you can see, it only shows one half of the tank turret up. The other half is just folded in. I mean, you could fold it out. It's not really doing anything. So just leave it out. And of course, you can still put Ominus in there. He'll happily go in there. I don't know, it could be a turret now or something. There's no guns on it though. Or you can put him up there. Which is quite cool. And now this is like some sort of control center. And I don't think there's actually any holes, or, you know. Oh no, there is a port actually for him to stand. So that's quite cool. I have moulded in. If you can see there, there is a peg for him to stand. That's not showing up very well, is it? Can you see that? I don't think you can. Hold on a minute. Ah, there you go. Is that showing up? But anyway, there is a peg in there, which they've put in. And he will actually stand on it, I think. It's not working very well, actually. I don't think it is working very well at all. He's not really standing on it. He's just falling off. Yeah, so it's a bit of a pain. Don't know if this is intentional or not, but there is a peg there. But he doesn't stand on it very well. So that's a bit of a fail, isn't it? Yep, he doesn't seem to stand on there particularly well. What about the other guy? Otherwise, I don't know how you're supposed to stand over it. No, none of them actually seem to stand on this peg, but there is definitely a bit moulded in for them to stand on. But I just can't get them to do it. I can't get them to stand on there. So either way, yeah, it doesn't really work very well. But you can just have them standing here, I suppose. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's just put him in there. It seems like it's the only place he's going to go. But either way, so there is your base mode. It's quite a cool base mode, though. They've tucked away these cannons, and this part, I don't know if this part's meant to be out here or down there. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Yep, that is the base mode. It's quite cool. It's quite big. Really cool, and it does roll actually, because you've got the wheels from the tank mode, sort of. And we got, let's bring it in a bit further, a bit closer even. A bit further, it's no good, is it? We've got all this detail here, which is quite cool. And there are peg holes there actually, so what you can do is we can take again your Titan Master and you can just attach them. Ah, see, it stands up that way. So as you can see, you can put figures on there like that, which is quite cool. But they don't seem to fit very well on this peg in the base mode. You can just sit him in there and you can fire off the cannons, so you know that works. So there's a lot of playability here. There's no firing missiles or anything, but you can put your micro masters. You can put your Titan Masters up here to fire the cannon, or in this area, and there are ports all around to put figures. Put your Titan Masters, so that's quite cool, and you can have these guys standing around the base like that. So it works quite well. It's quite good. It's not really designed for these. No. You can have them guarding it, if we just put Bludge in his Pretender Shell mode and give him that gun. There you go, he's standing there guarding the base. That's quite cool, isn't it? So you see, you know, doesn't really stand very well, do he? Well, yeah, he doesn't. Bit top heavy. Anyway, so there you go, you got that. But if we use the Titan Masters, well, this is where it gets really cool, because you can take this tank, put it there. We've got 8 face here as well, and you got the jet mode there, so yeah, that's quite successful. You can get out of the Titan Masters, the Decepticon ones anyway. We've got Overkill in there as well, but the giant dinosaur, he's not going to do much in this mode. And there is peg holes all over the base, so you can plug them in. Didn't notice that before actually, that's quite cool. They're not going to do a lot, are they? They're just standing around. Whatever. I guess it works. Yeah. Yeah, so that's quite cool. You can put your Titan Masters all over the place set, if you will. With the Sky Shadow's base mode. The base can roll, a bit like G1 Scorponok. It's quite cool, they've added all these pegs and stuff in there, as you can see. There's some quite cool detail down there. You can't access any of it, but that's quite cool that they've added this in there. You've got the main cannon, of course. And there's some detail back there as well. Yeah, so that's the base mode. It's quite cool. You can populate it with your Titan Masters and your Pretender Shells. Titan Masters, Pretender, yeah. So that's what it's probably designed for. And you can link it up to other playset, to other base modes. Why do I keep saying playset? It's not much of a playset, you can't do a lot with it. It does look really cool. Let's take these guys off. It doesn't look very good with them. But it does look cool if you like have him over here. And yeah, that looks quite cool actually. Yeah, so if you've got some of the Titan Masters, you know, you can put them in and all that. And have them guard it. That is quite cool. But overall, it's a pretty good base mode. It looks really good. I like this control tower over there, a bit like Overlord. Let's try and see if we can zoom in with the detail. There's a bit of detail in there. And so you've got the giant cannon there. Well, these peg holes all over the base mode, so you can put your Titan Masters on. It's quite cool. And those connectors would link up to the other Titans Return base modes, like the sound wave, unfortunately. So it does look quite cool though. Why he transfers into a base, who knows? There we go. And it can roll along because it's still got those wheels at the bottom. But it doesn't do it very successfully on this table anyway. Yeah. On carpet it probably works fine. Why you want Varnis into battle? Who knows? Because there aren't really any Autobot bases other than Blaster, so in this line. So yeah, there we go. But it does look cool in base mode. I think the robot mode is the best mode. But the base mode, city mode, looks quite cool as well. Especially once you get all these guys out and have them around. Yeah, it's quite cool. Black Shadow never had a base mode. This is obviously more of an Overlord thing, hence why it was a perfect retool to have to make this Overlord, which it probably works a lot better because Overlord's meant to have a base mode. This guy not so much. It's kind of just a strange mode, but it looks cool. Why it's got these wings hanging off the side, who knows? It's a bit odd. Yeah. And these connectors don't really do a lot if you don't have any of the other Titans Return bases. Not like it works with the Micromasters or anything. But it's a cool mode. They like giving a lot of things base modes now. A lot of Decepticons. They like giving a lot of Transformers base modes now. This one looks quite cool. It doesn't do a lot, but it does look cool. So that, yeah, it's a good figure. So this has been Titans Return Sky Shadow. Leader class Sky Shadow. It's a great figure. Definitely pick it up if you can find it. obviously it's not on store shelves anymore, but it is a cool figure. It's a nice homage to a rare G1 Japanese Crossformer Black Shadow. So yeah, this has been Retroaction with the Transformers Titans Return Leader Class Sky Shadow. It's one of the only Leader Class modern Transformers I have. Well, obviously before that we had Ultra. I do have the Ultra Class Vintage Beast Wars Megatron, but that's a different scale, obviously. Ultra became Leader Class. Yeah, the Titan Master is a bit, yeah, whatever. But the base mode looks quite cool. It's strange that you can't put anyone up here though to fire the cannon. And maybe they should have done more of the base mode, but overall, the base mode's just an afterthought, I think. Still though, it looks good in the other modes. This mode looks cool as well, but it doesn't do a lot. Anyway, this has been Retroaction. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back now, Transformers very soon. This is a great figure. It's a fantastic figure. One of the best Titans Return figures. Well, modern Transformers, I think. Definitely works better as Overlord, but as Black Shadow goes, this is a very cool homage to that G1 figure, which is now very elusive. So it's quite cool to have a modern version. I've done a few, all under the name Sky Shadow, strangely enough. And this is probably one of the better ones. So yeah, this has been Retroaction. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.